Okay, welcome to Comeback number 2. This is my last video for tonight on YouTube. So I literally just watched Power Slap. Alright? And I don't care what anybody says. You can't pay me enough to let you make me go deaf. Alright? And if you haven't watched it, you should probably check it out. But I mean, it's not for the faint of heart. And we're gonna talk martial arts about this shit right now. So if you're not a martial artist, welcome. You're about to learn something very, very important. Alright? A lot of people do not understand how dangerous a slap actually is. I know you're always thinking, all right, when we're fighting, you know, we've got a clenched fist, boom, you're gonna jab it in. Well, when you throw a slap, it's it's less wind resistant depending on how you angle your hand. Where when you throw a punch, this catches the air versus this, it doesn't really catch the air. The air can be cupped with the slap versus the air travels down like a wind tunnel. You know, but when you're slapping, you're catching the air, so you're adding more oomph to that when you throw that goddamn slap. And a slap is a wonderful thing. It's also a thing that can probably kill you with the right amount of velocity behind the shit. Now they say the same thing about a punch, but a punch is more effective when you know where to hit. A slap, you really are just going for the face, you know, and as dangerous as that is, you know, you could seriously injure somebody. The fact that you can break your hands also a problem, but more than likely, the slap, you know, if your cheek's a little weak, you know, you're gonna know it. So I'm watching this show, and I talk to people about this shit, and I'm like, yo, dude, how much money are they offering for you to go damn near deaf? Because these guys are getting hit like right here. So they're gonna rupture an eardrum, hit you in the temple, put your ass up, probably bust your orbital eye socket. I mean, there's a lot of shit that can go wrong with a fucking slap. The same thing can go wrong with a fist, but a slap can have a little bit more impact than a fist. I know I'm getting a lot of shit from martial artists on this, but those motherfuckers have probably never been slapped. And I'm sorry for swearing. The thing about a slap is that I want you to practice. See how that feels versus see how that feels. See which one is heavier. Because that's not that heavy. It's really not. But that does not make it any less dangerous than a punch. You know, a punch doesn't feel that heavy either until you punch somebody. And then if you don't do it right, you can break your fucking hand. And you can break your hand with a slap too. Your hand is the easiest thing on the human body to break. That and your foot. A lot of people don't teach you that when you go to martial arts, yet they want you to break bricks and boards. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, excuse me, not again. God damn it, I had the hiccups last time. Think about having to slap something versus punch something. In martial arts, most schools these days continue to teach break the board, break the brick. I'm against that shit the same way I'm against not fighting for your black belt. And a lot of people do not agree with this, and that's fine. You don't have to agree with me, but you do need to listen. There's a lot of people who don't fight for their belts. Those same people can go outside and get their ass kicked by me. A person who does not have a belt but knows martial arts and knows how to use it very fucking well. So if you have a black belt but you don't know if your shit's gonna work, you know, there's a high probability that you are going to fucking get dusted in a fight. I know, off topic, but is it though? Because you don't need a belt to be the slap champion. It's called power slap. And I'm gonna tell you, man, to be honest, I really don't recommend anybody taking a chance with like getting slapped in the face. And that's just me. It's just me. You don't have to agree. But I do agree that above all else, and no matter what anyone else says, you should fight for your belts. Now, the difference maker is like, because I say this all the time, your belt really only counts in a dojo or unless you're champion. Those are only two times your belt actually count, like in the physical. If you're in a dojo and you're a black belt, let's say you're a black belt on your way to becoming a sensei or shidoshi. In that dojo, you are king, respectfully, until someone comes along and dethrones the king. Same thing with any UFC or sporting events, and there's rules in fights in a dojo. There are no rules in the streets. In the streets, no one's going to give a fuck if you're a 9th degree black belt or you're a 13th degree Dan. No one gives a fuck about that shit. And those titles mean nothing. Because you can be a 13th degree Dan and have your ass handed to you by a white belt. And don't think that it can't happen, because the second that you underestimate anybody by looks or lack of skill, you will find yourself at the bottom of their heels. Never think that you can beat somebody just because you have a black belt. That's false courage. If you have a black belt and you've been fighting, and you know you've been fighting, that's different. If you've been fighting like in MMA and stuff, again, belts only count in the dojo. Championships only count in the dojo and in the ring. If you are a UFC champion, that's where that belt counts. If you're a WWE champion, that's where that belt counts. Everything else means nothing when you step out those doors. No. It's the same thing with like when some athletes get into fights and they fucking lose and they was like, I thought you was a fucking champ. Well, a lot of reasons why they lose is because, one, they're not legally supposed to be fighting outside the dojo unless it's like a contracted event. And two, just because you're good in the dojo or in the ring doesn't mean you're good in the streets. And in the streets, there's too many variables to decide that you're good. You know, you can be damn good in the dojo. You beat my ass 7 ways from Sunday. We get out in the street, I don't have to play by rules anymore, and neither do you. But see, how you train is how you fight. And if you're not training in both elements, then you're probably going to get fucked up. I'm sorry for swearing, but I'm also not going to lie to you. I train in both elements. I train in the dojo, and I train in the streets. I'm mostly trained in the streets because training doesn't stop when you leave the dojo. It doesn't. But a lot of people don't see it that way. They see, well, I train 5 days a week in the dojo. Saturday and Sunday, I'm just going to stay the fuck at home. I got better things to do. Video games and shit. But that would be the day that someone would happen to be fucking with you, and you happen to just go outside, and they'd be like, yeah, I know you got all that damn training, but I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm coming at you right now. Fuck you, you know. And that might be the day they hand you the business. You may have pissed them off. And a lot of people don't want to take accountability, but you know, if you may have pissed them off, and God forbid that your skills fail you on that day because you didn't put that fucking training in, you know, like I said, training doesn't stop when you leave the dojo. It doesn't. Now, you may miss a day or two, and that's fine, but you got to make that shit up. Now, back on slapping people in the face. I only want to put it this way because it's going to be raw power. It's going to be a little controlled, but it's mostly going to be raw powered. And you're cupping the air. So when you boom and you hear that shit, that guy's going to know. And if you like catch him right here, you got the eye socket and the ear, you know, you could do some serious damage. And I don't understand why anybody would sign up for that shit. You couldn't pay me enough. I'd rather be in a bare knuckle brawl than a slap contest. No, because I can protect myself in a bare knuckle brawl. And the slap champion thing, whatever the hell it is, you literally have to stand there and take that shit. Which is a dick move. But it is what it is. That being said, I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Thank you guys for being here. All 131 of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much love. Be seeing you.